right, well, good afternoon or evening, everyone. This is Rebecca Langman, your favorite interior designer with Revision Custom Home Design. I'll try again. First attempt to stream today got a little bit interrupted with kiddos, but hopefully we'll get some uninterrupted time here to get working on this project. So, what I'm working on today is a kitchen remodel. I'm kind of doing a lot of these lately, but they're fun. People spend so much time in their kitchens that, so many people want to redo them, and this is a great opportunity. This particular one, it doesn't feel like that old of a house. Like driving up, I thought it was actually moderately new, 20, 25 years, but I think it was actually built probably in the 80s. It is a split level house, so you come up the stairs and you're in this, you're in this open space with dining and kitchen. And then there's that big long wall that divides the house left to right. Behind that is a living room. So what the family's going to do, we're going to take down the wall that divides the living room from the kitchen and dining. They've already checked with a structural engineer, because I am not one, and confirmed that they definitely can do what they want to do there. So we're going to open that up almost completely, minus like maybe a little 5-foot section at one end where we have a door coming in. And then we're going to reconfigure the layout of the kitchen to make it a much larger eat-in kitchen. The living room is almost too big for what they need, so they're going to kind of scale that back in the furniture layout and move the dining room table over there. So we'll do a uniform flooring throughout to combine the two spaces, get rid of the carpet that's out in that living room, and just really open up this space. So, I don't even know if I took pictures of this house. That's weird, but one of these days. All right, so we are here. We are getting started in Chief Architect. Hang on one second here. Awesome. Okay. All right. So as usual, I've already got my Chief Architect up and open. I've got my files saved. What I'm drawing up first is the existing plan. So this is my sketch of the existing conditions and measurements. So I can get started on drawing this. So I'm going to use my exterior wall tool to just real quick start out. And this is a weird one because, like, most of the time when people draw a house, you draw the front door down to the front, but that just feels weird to me on this project. So I'm actually going to draw, the way I feel like it. For remodels, it's a little less standard or stringent, I guess. So anyway, so I've got my rectangle indicating my space. I guess technically, I don't really need those. So I'm just going to drag this out here and we'll make it a nice even rectangle. So now what I need to do is go on in here with my measurement tools. First thing I want to do real quick, this is the existing plan, so I'm doing it basically like an as-built. So there is a long wall that connects the two halves of this house. Down on the far end, over here are bedrooms, bathrooms, all the usual. And then the front door is down here. This is a half wall. So then this right here is that split staircase. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting some dimensions on here. I'm going to switch over here to my measurement. So interior dimension. Real quick, throw a few of these lines out here. Okay. And then that's a half wall, and we'll try that like that. Okay. So first thing we need to do is move that half wall over. And then from here to, well, some of these don't matter as much because we're not really messing with the exterior walls, we're really just messing with the interior space. So once I get my perimeter good, I'm not even worrying about what's on that half. Okay, so you come up the stairs, we've got that. This here is off of the center line, and this one over here is 13. Okay. So this right up here in this upper left corner, this 13.5 by 20'4", that is the existing kitchen. So yay, we've got that. Yeah, my drawing is totally whatever. It's a good thing I remember what I'm doing because my drawing does not exactly match. Oh well, okay. This is a 3'6" opening. Okay. And then over here, there's a hallway and like that. So this pretty much lines up like that. We'll say that hallway's like that. Okay, there we go. So I think we're doing pretty good there. All right. There, now those two line up. Basic, oh, there we go, right like that. Okay. So this is our existing space. I'm going to quick hit save so I don't forget. There is a door over here that goes into the garage. So this is an exterior door. It is 2'8". Actually, I should change that real quick. It's not, it doesn't have that silly window thing. It's just a panel. We'll call it a panel door. All right. And the door swings that way. And it is 6 inches from the corner. Oh. 6 inches from the inside corner over here. So 6 plus 4.5 is 10.5. Okay, there we go. And we want to get that door location correct because that is staying, and that's going to affect the rest of the layout of the cabinets here. Normally I would worry about the stairs, but since we're not, it's okay, U-shaped stair. I think this one does go clockwise, so we'll put that over here. Actually, yeah, we'll do like that. Now that is, might have to tweak this a little bit because I don't think that dimension right there is correct. Yep, that's 10'3", and should be 9'6". So right there. And then I'm just going to make this match up. Like I said, we're not actually changing the stairs, so they don't have to be perfect. I just need to have accurate measurements of where the walls surrounding the stairs go. So there's that. And then, again, not that it really matters, I'm going to show it closed, but there's a little closet right there. So I think that's pretty much the easy stuff. I'm going to go ahead and delete all these exterior dimensions because those don't matter. And in fact, some of those would actually be incorrect. And I'm just going to move the ones that I do need out here. Now, we're not changing any of those dimensions, but since replacing flooring is part of the plan on this particular project, I want to make sure I leave those just so that way when they go take these plans to the furniture store, or not the furniture store, the flooring store, they have accurate measurements so that they can calculate the square footage of what they need. And I guess technically I could show the front door down here. So. Okay. That's not going to look 100% right in 3D because actually, let me see here. Yeah, see that's showing that it's actually down below. So in order for that to be accurate, hang on one sec. Build. I'm going to build a new floor. I don't know. Cancel. No, I don't want to build a new floor. I want to build a foundation. There we go. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to take this put that down here. I'm going to really quick Delete that. Check my reference display so that way I can see, and actually you can see because that line is green, I know I've got my overlaps correct. That staircase is exactly where it needs to be. So now, really quick, all I have to do is use this tool to close off this staircase right here. I'm just building this little interior wall to frame in the staircase properly. And then right here, when I click on that, I'll call it open to below. But I don't want the room label to show. That'll get too confusing. But there we go. So now if I turn off my reference display, perfect. And then the only thing that did is it got rid of that 9'6" dimension on that stairwell wall. So I just need to get that correct. Okay. There we go. So now it's correct. And then I just need to move this over here so it's kind of out of the way. Perfect. So now my staircase is drawn properly. You can see where the front door of the house is. You can see that that's a half wall. If we switch over here to 3D, now you can see that is correct, except that door needs to go down like that. Like that. Okay. Now, obviously, the foundation's different, but ballpark for what we're doing for this remodel, that is actually going to be pretty accurate. So actually, if we switched over to this view, there's a better view of it. You can see, and obviously there wouldn't be railing on that, but let's see if I can do that from this view. Remove railing from selected edge. There we go. So there we go. Close enough. Cool. Okay, so close that out. And then the only thing we have to go back here, we need to do a couple windows. The existing plan has a window over here. It is a slider, not a double hung. Yeah, slider. And it is 3 foot 11.5. The height is 3 foot 2.5. Okay. And it is 2 foot 9 from the corner. Then we have a bay window right about there. This one I did not get the accurate total dimensions on because it's going to go bye-bye. But I need it to be bigger than that. It was, yeah, I'd say it was like that. Pretty good sized. But they're going to patch that in, and then with my new design, we're actually going to copy the kitchen window and mimic that in that spot on the wall. Because right now we've got cabinets over here, and this right here is sort of the dining space. I think this is actually a little further over. Yeah, like that. Okay. So now we need to start throwing on some cabinets. So under the window here is the kitchen sink. It's a 36-inch cabinet. Really quick, and this is totally a personal preference. Hold on, there we go. I hate cabinet labels. I'm not a kitchen and bath cabinet salesperson. They have their place, but for what I'm doing here, I'm trying to show the overall kitchen. I don't like having that label on there because that just gets confusing. We obviously have a dishwasher, so we're going to flip over here to our library. Throw a dishwasher in here. We need an electric range over on this wall. We also need a fridge. And they have it pretty well crowded in here. I mean, this is pretty tight there. Yeah, so about like that actually. I don't remember if she's a lazy Susan or not, but for what I am doing, not too. It's not a no, it's not one like that. Okay, 12. Scooch that. So I think this is a 15. Yep, 15, yay. And 12, yeah, so that's about right. So it's those cabinets are not big. That is really crowded in over there. Then there was that, and that. And then I'm going to turn these facing this way. Okay, so there's that. Then over here we had they had added this in later on. This is, I believe, 3 foot wide. Along with your standard base. And again, I think this was maybe a little wider as well. This one had an upper. And then over here we have 12-inch upper there. This one needs to be shorter because the microwave goes underneath it, so 36. Let's try 24. Let's see what that does. And I definitely remember having that corner unit because we had a discussion about how pointless some of those quarter unit ones are, but all right. So in 3D, come out here and look at this. Now we see the microwave real quick. And that is okay. Technically, I think the microwave's a little bit too low, but in my drawing, I'll make it right. So, and we do have an upper cabinet here above the fridge, and it is 24 deep. Okay. Okay, so that looks correct, and then the only other thing is they have a countertop. That extends out just a little way. So actually I think maybe this window is just a little bit too large. Let's drop this down to like that. Okay, so this is the existing kitchen. And then this is the existing family room. There is sliding glass door over here. And there is a fireplace down on this end. So let's some of these are so elaborate. You wonder why they think that's the average template. Let's do that one. Okay. Okay, so that's just about centered. There's no windows on that exterior wall, and the wall where the fireplace is, that of course backs up to the garage. I'm gonna leave that alone. So I think that pretty much is, actually I think that might be 1, 2, 3, 4, Yeah, it was about 5.5 feet from that back door. So there we go. I am going to go ahead and save this. I don't see anything else right off the bat. I've got my dimensions here and there. I don't see anything else that I'm missing. 10'6", so 2, oh, sink. There we go. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm off by just a tiny bit here. I think that's a smaller cabinet. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. So this is our existing plan. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then I'm going to save as. And I always do proposed. I'm not, sometimes I'll do version 1, version 2 if I'm a little concerned about whether they're going to like something or if we talked over multiple ideas. But the day that I was at the house, we actually had a really clear plan of what it is that we think is going to work for this space. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it as proposed one and only, not worry about version 1, version 2. If I need to later on, I'll do that as well. So, all right. So we are there. We're moving into the proposed plan. So now I'm going to start deleting a few things. I'm going to delete this bay window. I'm going to copy and paste this other window, and we'll figure out the exact layout or the exact dimension here in a little bit. Right now I'm just going to make it 8 foot between the two. So we'll call that good. The other thing we want to do is we're going to get rid of this. And then this, instead of having the big giant long wall, first I'm going to delete this doorway. Then I'm going to use my brake to come over here. I'm going to peel this back. Oops. Sometimes it doesn't like that. There we go. And we decided we wanted it to be 5 foot long from that corner. The reason we want to keep some of that intact is because although we're trying to open up this space, the way that door comes in from the garage, we want there to be a little bit of a space for still to have a coat hook and let the kids, hang things up there by the door or whoever, and just create just that little necessary bit of separation there between the kitchen and this living room. Create just a little bit of a nook in this corner for a plant or whatever, and then the furniture will be what defines the rest of the space. And we did talk briefly about doing just a little tiny hook on this, like almost a piece of trim work more than wall, if anything. Like 6. Oh, I want it to be. Yeah, I don't want to move that. I want to move this end. There we go. So we'll do it like that. Just enough to sort of frame that. I don't know if we'll actually frame like 2x4 wall or if we'll just use a piece of molding or something, but just something to kind of cap that end to contain those coat hooks that are right there. But that wall has not moved, so that's good. Okay. So that has opened that up. We don't really need the invisible wall thing there because this is all one room. So now we have that space. We're going to get rid of this little countertop that's here, these cabinets that are here, this cabinet, this cabinet. We're going to change that later. Yeah, let's get rid of that because we don't want that corner one we talked about. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to move this, the fridge, over here, and this is a 12-inch base. I like that. I think we need some separation between the dishwasher and the other. So this is that upper cabinet. And then we're kind of going to mimic this on this side. And we had talked about possibly turning those into like wine cabinet ones. So when we get to the elevation view, I'll make that look really awesome. So it kind of flanks the fridge. And I'm actually going to make that just a little bit narrower. I think we're going to go less than 24. I think I'm going to go maybe like 18. And do the same thing here. Because we're going to be adding a lot of storage in this island, I'm going to scale back just a little bit on some of those upper cabinets because I think it's going to make the kitchen feel much more open. Although I am going to do one here. There we go. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of, hold on. See, now I'm flipping over to my proposed sketch. For what we were thinking about doing, the range, and we're going to have to switch to a different unit because that is a range that is not a flat back. That one wouldn't work in the island. There's my microwave. So I just got to pull out a few of these things here. Let's make that a 2-foot base. Make that a 2-foot base. Actually, let's make this a 3-foot base. And then I'm going to do full height. And do those there. I'll probably do a little bit bigger. Let's do 2'3" and 2'3". There we go. So if we're looking at that in 3D, you can already see how much different that kitchen looks. But that gives us those double height pantry cabinets are amazing. You can get so much storage in there. And then I like how that opens up around the window better, how it kind of dies into the corner. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. So then we'll go back here to this plan. Like that. And we're not going to do any other upper cabinets because of where we want that window to be placed. Because I really like the symmetry. There, look at that. So you've got this unit right there. I'm going to change this just a little bit. So front, sides, back. We can do... Actually, what I want to do is this, because I remember trying to do this before, and it wasn't so much what was on the inside, it was just by simply changing the door. Yes. Ha! There we go. And then I'm going to copy and paste. Perfect. Okay. That looks really cool. And yes, I have a microwave floating in there, but that's okay. All right. So now we're going to do the island. So I'm going to start by placing my first cabinet roughly there. And the reason I started in front of the fridge is because that's going to be the biggest pinch point in this kitchen. So I'm going to do 3'6". If you can do up to 4, it's ideal because then when you've got those doors open, you've got space behind you. But if you can't, 3 foot's the minimum. So we're going to start with 3'6" and then see where this all pulls out, and then go from there. So we know we need that. I also need I need an electric range without that back panel, because you see how this one here has that upper piece? Can't do that on an island. So here we've got this, and we've got the oven right in next to it. Now we need a cabinet on this end of it, obviously. And it looks like we've got a little more space, so let's try one more. Because I think what we figured out... 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 and a half. So we're at about a 10.5 foot island. So let's check our perimeter, our measurements here. We know that here we've got, come on, let's see if it lets me do it. Okay, well that's 4'4", that's nice. The client might look into a counter depth fridge, which would save us a little bit of space, but having these two appliances close like this, the more space we can give it, the better. I'm going to delete that microwave because actually we're going to use an under cabinet, I believe. So actually I'm going to delete this one right here. There we go, microwave base. And then, I don't know if she's going to do a built-in or what, but let's see if we can. And I don't know why these templates, they're too short. Seriously, cabinets are 36 inches tall. Also, the toe kick is only 4 inches. Some of these templates are weird. See, now that fits. Okay, microwave. Well, you know what, it might not let me, but I'll fix that on an elevation later. But look at this right here. You can already see how much more open this space is. So you'll be able to sit here and see what's going on there. I think this is awesome. Okay. And then we have up to 4 feet that we could do for this island. Why is that not lining up? Sometimes these snaps, there we go. All right. Sometimes the snaps just don't want to snap. So by up to 4 feet, what that means is we could have some smaller, like 12-inch deep cabinets on the back side of this island with then an overhang. Generally that works best either with closed storage for things that you really rarely use, like holiday decorations or, you know, I don't know, plastic cups. Or if you're doing something decorative, you can do like bookcases, but you're going to have people sitting there, and so open bookcases usually aren't the best. So we were doing some measurements here, if I remember correctly. So there we've got 3'7", that's awesome. They want as much seating as possible here, and we talked about a couple different options. The first one is simply having this overhang that comes all the way around so that you can have people on the end and on the long side. We'd even talked about the possibility of maybe doing like a dropped section, like almost like a half circle or a 3/4 circle down here at the end, but I think for right now I'm going to show it the other way, and then if we want to go back and add that unique feature, we will. So I want to first come over here, and it always wants to, there we go, right there. So first we're going to give this a 1 foot overhang, then we're going to come here. I'm going to use the brake tool to drag this over. Okay, need to line this up. I guess we can do it together. Okay. And then, again, we need a 1 foot overhang. And then we're going to carry this on down. And then this actually needs to scooch forward, it looks like. There we go. So we have 3'7" there. We're going to have to do a, it's not going to let me do a point to point, I don't think. So yeah, right there we have 4 foot 4.5. If we were to do here to there, we're looking just over 3 foot. So that's actually not bad at all. And then down here on this end, if it will let me, which it's not. Okay, point to point. So we have 3'2". I'm actually going to take all of this and do that. Okay, and the reason I want to shift it like that is because, yes, you've got the, the pantry cabinets down on that end, but then on this end we're going to have bar stools wrapping that island, and so we want to make sure that we've got plenty of space. I actually think I want to make this overhang just a little bit bigger here. I want to make this, we'll do 18 inches here and see what happens. You still want to have your space here, but we've got 3 feet easy right there. So you can still get in, hang up your coat and get past all this pretty easily. And then over here's the living room grouping, and over here's the dining room table. So I'm kind of liking this. So let's go back here to this 3D camera view. We had talked about doing some different cabinet heights. So something like that. And then if we rotate over this way, I think these pantry cabinets need to be taller. So, and there is a vaulted ceiling. So that is the one thing I didn't put in the plan. The client knows that though. So we're not doing, all the way up to the ceiling cabinets. I do like this. The client also does like a little bit of space up top for some decorative items. So there's that. And then, okay, so then here's that island. Wonder if I can get a microwave in there. Sometimes you just have to be, I don't want to say smarter than the machine, but definitely more persistent than the... Let's see, floor to top. Come on. Ooh, no. Alright, so we're just going to have to pretend and imagine and know that that is a microwave spot. Okay. Perfect. Alright. So I'm thinking that might end up being kind of about it. Let's look at it from over here if we back up a little ways. Camera. Okay, and you wouldn't actually see that. That's just a weird gap, just the way the template's set up. Honestly, I should probably draw a half wall underneath here because we'll have to have electrical for the oven, and it's usually, plus it supports the countertop a little easier. Straight half wall. So if we go back to that camera there, you can see. Perfect. And we could decide whether we want to wrap this end or not. I think that looks really nice. Let's see if we can find some cool bar stools. So we can easily get 5 people to fit here, which I think is more than enough for what this client is looking for. So we had talked about the possibility of curving that in, so maybe let's show that. No, I don't want to curve it out that way. I want to do that. So almost like a half, yeah, there we go. So if that's the case, we can actually fit one more. So that's 6. Okay. And there you can see what that looks like there on the end. Okay. So right now I'm going to go play with a few materials. I wonder if there's a... Actually, can't let. Simple. Instead of trying to find a different fridge. There we go. So we're going to do that as the stainless. Let's flip around here. We'll also do that. Okay. And then instead of the bright white, she kind of likes the more muted off-whites. Actually, her cabinets right now are kind of a rustic. So let's come on in here. Let's look at materials. Okay, cabinet. Well, let's do... We'll start with the door just because that's a little larger. No, that's too much. Okay, so distressed, here we go. Light distressed. Do that one. Okay. So now that we like that one, and that's not exactly the color that we'll choose, but it's a good starting point. Just to show that this is something different than the crisp white. Get that crown. I like this paintbrush tool. It makes fast work of some of this. I mean, you have to get all the little bits and pieces, but it's not that bad of a deal. Gotta get the toe kick. Even the dishwasher is in a cabinet. Oops. Go too far, you get subfloor. Alright. And then we got some uppers. And I actually, ooh, that might be kind of a cool thing. Maybe we'll do that. And when I say something like that and then stop talking, it's because I'm... forget that I have to tell you what I'm thinking because you can't read my thoughts. What might look really cool there, since we are doing kind of a unique focal point there, is to do maybe wood cabinets up there. So let me kind of loop around this way. Okay. Oh, I saw a little bit of backsplash peeking up there. Hold on. So on this, no backsplash, thank you. Oh, and it looks like I didn't get the toe kick there, so. Okay. So that's that, and then hold on one sec. All right. So I got kind of my rustic there. Now I'm going to loop over this way. And I'm going to do, like I said, I think I'm going to do kind of a rustic wood up here. So instead of, let's go to materials. Wood. And I'm thinking, no, let's go back to hickory. Hickory's, for the purpose of showing kind of what we're thinking here, this might be, yeah, pretty cool. Okay. And then again, eyedropper. Just gotta kind of rotate around and get all my edges. Okay. And I've got underneath and around. Awesome. So that's kind of a cool look because it kind of creates that focal point. It sets it apart. It makes it not quite as weird that you got this fridge in the middle of the wall. It kind of, I like it. So now I'm also going to copy that wood on these bar stools. And I'm going to change my stairs. There we go. I'm trying to remember what we talked about for countertops. She wanted the black stainless appliances. Okay. White, maybe white rustic, distressed. She was thinking more of a lighter countertop. So we don't want this black. Let's see what we can do here. Materials. We don't want to do black granite. Ooh, I kind of like something like that. And I think that might work. And granted, we'll pick these out in person for sure, but for an illustrative purpose, I think this will work. There's that one in the corner. And then we'll probably end up painting, we'll end up painting the walls. We'll add some decorative accessories and things. We need the floor to be a different color. The floor needs to be darker. There we go. Not a ton darker, just a little bit. And then what else? I feel like I probably should show the wall in a different color. Because right now it's just basically showing as drywall. Ooh, yeah, that's it off. Okay, I'm gonna copy, paste. And then we'll kind of spin around here. Well, not totally spin, but I like this color. It has a little bit of depth to it, tiny hint of green. Countertops aren't my favorite. Let's see, there was one other one that I kind of liked that was close. It was slightly darker, that's what it was. Yeah, I think I like that one, just for the purpose of illustrating. So there we go. So that is a pretty nice kitchen plan. The fireplace, the living room. I'm leaving the window and door trim as white because that's what they've got in the house. We'll choose probably a soft white, maybe like a alabaster or something, but I think that works pretty well. I like this kitchen. We've got a nice compact work triangle, lots of eating and countertop and storage space. This would be a great spot to do baking underneath the window. Could have a little plant or something here. Awesome. Well, yay! Okay, so there is my kitchen. I'm actually going to do a screenshot here. Oh wait, we wanted to do a little bit of lighting, but the lights in this are not the greatest, so I'm not going to worry about showing her that. I'll just find some from my vendor that I like. So right about like that looks like a good screenshot. So okay, hang on 1 second. Sorry, you probably couldn't see that. Alright. Oh, it says I'm chat. Chat's disconnected. Aww. Well, apparently I'm not streaming anymore.